Let's get started with our mat work for today. I've got a wooden dowel. If you do not have a wooden dowel, you can also use a Swiffer or a broomstick, or a curtain rod if you're really just low on long poles. So grab any of those things, and then I'm also going to use a towel. A little hand towel will do the trick, but for now we're just going to get started with some shoulder opening. So standing up, hands are about shoulder width apart, feet hip width apart. You're going to start with just some simple shoulder rolls. So shoulders are going to come up to the ears. They're going to roll back, down, and forward. From the side, you go up, back, down, and forward. So keep doing that. What you're basically doing here is you're just moving the shoulder around the rib cage, loosening up some of the muscles that hold all of those bones in place. So again, it's up, back, down, and forward, up, back, down, and forward. Reverse it, go back, up, forward, and down, back, up, forward, and down. And then you can make it a little bit more fluid, a little bit more circular, just something nice. Reverse one more time, just to get a little bit of movement there. Okay, now I'm gonna sit down for this. You can stand up. This is just so I can fit in the frame of the camera. Hands are now gonna go fairly wide on said curtain rod or broomstick, whatever you got going on. From there, the arms are gonna come up towards the ceiling. Entire hand is on there, so all the fingers are wrapped around, and then you're going to start to bring that pole back behind your head. And at some point, you'll start to feel a stretch in the front of your chest. You're just going to hold there, and you're going to think about reaching the pole back and opening the chest. Now, your spine is staying still. It's not moving. The arms are moving around the spine, and then the arms are going to come forward. And again, arms come up. You're going to hold there. You're going to feel a big, deep stretch right in the front of the armpit, in the chest. You're going to keep reaching the arms back, really nice for the end of the day, beginning of the day, any time of day really. And then from there, you're going to keep reaching the arms back and down so you can get that pole all the way back behind you. Now here's the thing, you got to get it back up and over, right? So reach the arms back. If you're in a mirror, make sure that your arms are doing the same thing. You don't have one shoulder kind of like hiking up to get this bar over. Good. And then again, reach the arms back, reach the arms apart and back, open the chest, it's nice, it's good, and then reach the arms back and upsies. And again, reach back, chest opens, reach the hands back, reach the arms back, try to get that bar all the way down and then back up. All right, from there, the bar goes on the shoulders, hands drape over the bar, hips stay level. So you will probably want to sit down for this. You could still stay standing. The trick is that you don't want to let the hips shift as you do this. We're just rotating the upper part of the spine. So sitting tall, you're going to take an inhale. As you exhale, you're going to start to slowly, while keeping the shoulders heavy, twist to your left. Let the shoulders stay heavy and down, heavy and down, heavy and down, twist, and then come back to center. Take a big inhale, and then exhale, twist to your right. You want to keep the weight of the pole on your shoulders evenly. You want to make sure that one shoulder isn't hiking up over the other as you do this. And then come back to center. Do one more each side, to the left. Shoulders heavy. You're pushing down gently on the pole to keep the weight even. And then come back to center. And then twist to the right. Exhale as you go. It's nice. It wrings the lungs out. And then back to center. From there, we're going to do a little side bend. You're going to side bend over to one side. And keeping that weight on the bar as even as you can, and then come back up. Over to the other side, and back up. Cue little teapot song if you need to, if you need some entertainment for yourself, and then come back up, and then go over, and back up. We can go ahead and take that bar, do away with it, get your towel. From there, you're gonna lay down on your back. Laying down on your back is really nice. It allows the spine to relax and open and have a new relationship with gravity. It's now coming down from the front of the body rather than the top of the body. So there's some
elongation in the spine here. All right, from there, towels off to the side and hands are down by your sides. Feet are flat, knees are bent. You're just going to start with a few little pelvic tilts. You're going to take an inhale. As you exhale, press your low back into the ground, pull the stomach in, and start to rock your tailbone underneath you as if to flatten the low back out. So that's what I call under and tucked. So low back is flattened out. And then you're going to rock your pelvis forward, creating a little space in the low back. And then tuck under, a little bit of space, pull the stomach in, and then forward. Create a little arch in your low back. Tuck under, and then roll forward, create that little space, and then find somewhere in between there, wiggle your hips around, kind of reset. Find the spot in between there, and we call it neutral pelvis, okay? From there, you're going to take your hands, place them on your 2 hip points, and without moving your legs, you're going to let your left hip sink down into the mat a little bit deeper. You can even press down on that left hip point just to let that pelvis rotate up just a little bit. So the right side of the hip rotates up and then come back to center. Press down on the right side of the hip and the pelvis will kind of spiral around the spine and then come back to center. And that's a really good image to have, is that the pelvis is spiraling around the axis of the spine as you do this. And then switch. I don't know if you've ever been on a merry-go-round or a carousel where all those animals just have a pole right through them, and sometimes those animals kind of spiral around. So we can think of our pelvis as the animal spiraling around the pole on a carousel. Yeah, we're gonna go there. And then come back to center. All right, so again, finding neutral again, kind of shake the hips out, lift them up if you need to. From there, we're gonna do a little bit of a neck exercise. You're just gonna lift your head just up off of the mat, like you're trying to reach your nose up towards the ceiling. And ideally what we're doing is we're just hovering the head to get the neck strong. It's not flexed, it's not curved, it's just in a long line. We're gonna feel the muscles in the neck, and then we're gonna rest the head back down. Relax the shoulders, turn the head to the left, turn the head to the right, come back to center. You're gonna do that again. You're gonna hover the head just barely off. It's gonna feel like it weighs like 30 pounds. The heavier it is, the smarter you are, so lucky you. Hold here, breathe, try to relax the shoulders down, bring the chin down just a little bit maybe. You're gonna hold for 3, 2, 1, and then lower back down slow, release, look to the right, look to the left, come back to center. From there, we're gonna bring the right knee in towards our chest into tabletop. Pull the stomach in and up, bring the other leg up off of the ground. Pull the ribs into the mat, pull the stomach in. Go ahead and wrap your hands around your shins, pull the knees in deep, and then release the knees and go back to tabletop. Extend the left leg out long and low on the mat. Keep that stomach pulled in. Curl your head, neck, and shoulders up. Place your right hand around your right ankle, left hand around the left knee. Have the elbows out wide. Pull that knee in deep towards your chest. Now bring both knees in towards your chest. Your left hand will go around your left ankle. Right hand will go around your left knee. Extend the right leg out. And then bring both knees into the chest. Hands are on the ankles separately. You're going to switch. So the hand that's on the outside reaches down for the ankle furthest away. So there's this switching action. So when you're on the left side, the left hand is on the left ankle. When you're on the right side, the right hand is on the right ankle. And then we're going to switch back and forth. We're going to go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring both knees into the chest and then relax yourself all the way down. Feet flat, knees bent, relax them. Turn your head to the left. Turn your head to the right, come back to center, bring one knee into tabletop, bring the other knee into tabletop. Let's go ahead and straighten the legs up towards the ceiling. From there, you can grab onto the back of one thigh, whichever one. I'm going to start with my right one, and you're going to keep that leg as straight as you can. You're going to pull that thigh towards you. You're going to bring the other leg up. You're going to switch. Pull the left thigh towards you, reach the right leg away from you. So we're doing scissor kicks now. And then bring both legs up and then switch. Both legs up and then switch. Bring both legs up towards the ceiling, hold them there. You're going to bend both knees in towards the chest. And then you're going to straighten your legs out on almost a diagonal and then pull them back in. Straighten the legs out and then pull them back in. And straighten out and back in and out and back in, and one more, out and back in. Go ahead and place your feet flat on the mat, hands down by your side. Go ahead and grab that towel that you have off towards the side. Bring the arms up towards the ceiling with your hands grabbing onto that towel, shoulder width apart. You're going to take an inhale. As you exhale, take the arms back behind you, pulling that towel apart. Arms come back up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale, lift your head, and exhale, lift your chest. You're going to hold there and you're going to reach the arms forward and you're going to pulse up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms come back up towards the ceiling. You stay lifted and then roll all the way down. Arms go back overhead. Arms come back up towards the ceiling. Inhale, lift. Exhale, curl. And again, this time we're going to go for 10. So curl up for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll it all the way back down. Arms go back overhead. From there again, arms come up towards the ceiling. Inhale, lift your head. Exhale, curl up. And this time you're going to walk your feet out a little further and see if you can curl up just a little bit higher. Walk your feet out a little further, see if you can curl up just a little bit higher. There's a point where you're like, nope, not happening. And you're just going to work through that just a little bit. You're going to pulse up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll it all the way back down. Arms go back overhead. Now legs go out straight. If you can, weight your feet down. You can have somebody step on them if you want, or hook them underneath an ottoman or whatever you need to, or you can just work through this here. So we're going to do our roll up. Arms come up towards the ceiling. You're going to take an inhale, lift your head, and then exhale, roll yourself all the way up, reach forward. Now, shoulders and arms are together. You're looking down towards your thighs, so you're in this lifted C curve of the spine. Spine is rounded. You're going to slowly roll yourself back down, keeping the arms and the ears together. As you go all the way down, arms go overhead, and again, arms up. Exhale, lift and roll up. And roll back down, adding a little bit more of dynamic movement to it. Exhale, lift. And inhale, prepare as you start to roll down. Exhale as you near the bottom. Arms go back behind you. And again, inhale. Exhale, lift. And then roll yourself all the way back down, one bone at a time. From there, you can keep your one foot weighted down. We'll keep the left foot weighted down. Bring the right knee in towards the chest. Straighten that right leg up towards the ceiling. You're going to bring it across the body and back to center. Across and center. Across and center. One more, across and center. From there, you're going to draw small circles on the ceiling for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. 10, 9, 8. Stomach is drawn in. Box stays square. That's hip to hip, shoulder to shoulder. We'll say that's 3, 2, 1. Now from there, challenge. You're going to bring the left leg up towards the ceiling as the right leg goes down. All right, same thing. Left leg goes across the body and back to center. As you're doing this, Spine stays heavy on the mat. Hips stay heavy on the mat. Nothing shifts much in your torso as you're doing it. It's resisting the movement. All right, little circles. We'll go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. 10, 9, 8. Press the other leg down into the ground. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that leg down. Grab that towel once again. Bring the arms up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale. Exhale. Roll yourself all the way up and stretch forward. All right, from there, we're going to flip over onto our stomachs. On our stomachs, hands up by the shoulders, elbows in by the sides, legs glued together. Now, you're looking down towards the floor, nose is down towards the floor, and you're going to try to just pull the ribs in and up in this position. So you're still staying long, but you're trying to pull the belly and pull the ribs in up off of the mat. Keep that there. Now, you're going to take an inhale and lift the back of the head and lift the chest just a few inches up. And then exhale, rock back down. It's not a huge movement. Inhale, little rock up and back down. So as you're doing this, you're working the muscles that are attached to the back of your head and your spine. And they are the muscles that get stretched out when we sit, when we look down at our phones, when we look down at our Pilates clients, all kinds of things. So we're just doing these little, I call them baby rockers or baby pre-swan. So it's just kind of warming up those muscles that get stretched out. You want to make sure that the back of your neck is long and you don't have wrinkles in the back of your neck, essentially, is what you're looking for. Like you're not trying to fold up the back of your neck, so to say. You want length through there. So length through the back of the neck. You're going to go for 3, 2, 1. From there, you're going to bring your chin down, round your upper back, push yourself back into a child's pose and stretch your low back out. From there, on all fours, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. You're going to round your spine very deeply. Find I believe it's cat position, so you're rounded. I've seen a few cats that look like this. It's really the cow one that gets me. And then find your cow position. So your chest drops down, your tailbone sticks out, your head lifts. And then again, round. And then arch. Good. Now in this arched position, keep your head lifted. See if you can start to just curl your tailbone and then your low back, then your mid back, then your upper back, and then your head. So you're then back in that rounded position. You just moved from one end of the spine. Now that you're rounded, you're going to move only from the tailbone again. This is called the spinal wave. You're going to let your tailbone start to stick out, low back starts to drop, mid back starts to stretch, upper back, chest, neck, head lifts. You're back in that arched position. Really good thing to do in the mirror or just have somebody, you can film it, whatever you need to see, are you moving segmentally? So we're going to start from the tailbone. Tailbone starts to curl under, make sure that head stays lifted. Round the low back, mid back, upper back, back of the neck, head. Let that head drop and hang low. And then again, now tailbone starts to unwind, booty starts to stick out, low back starts to drop, mid back, upper back, chest, head lifts. And then round the tailbone, low back, mid back, upper back, pause there. All right, from there, I like to go onto my fists for this one. So I make little fists and I turn my palms so they face towards each other. It just gets me off my wrist and I have straight wrist there. From there, you're gonna slide your right leg back behind you
and extend it out behind you. Hold there, squeeze your glute tight, and then bring that leg back down. Nothing shifts in the body as you do this, so you want to make sure there's very minimal shift as you start to pick that other leg up. So the other leg starts to slide out back behind you. You're going to hold, squeeze the glute just a little bit, keep the hips level, and then bring that knee back down. Right leg slides out. You're going to hold it. Now again, hips stay level, ribs are in, so pull them in. Don't go back to that sagging cow position. And you're going to extend the left arm forward, and you're going to hold there. Again, pull the ribs in. You're almost rounding your upper back in order to hold that position. Pull the stomach in. You're going to hold for 3, 2, 1. Bring everything back down. Left leg's going to slide out. Minimal shift. From there, you're going to extend the right arm forward. You're going to hold it. You're going to pull the ribs in. Make sure that left shoulder is locked into the rib cage. You're going to hold for 3, 2, 1. Bring everything down. Sit your hips back into child's pose. Come back up. You're going to come into a proposal position. I do. So left leg is forward, right leg is back. From there, you can either have the toes extended on the mat or the foot flat, whichever one works best for you. You want to create a little bit of a pelvic tilt here. So not an arch, but a pelvic tilt. With that pelvic tilt, you're going to let yourself shift forward a little bit, stretch out the front of that right hip, and then shift back. Little shift forward, little shift back. Little shift forward and back, little shift forward. Now place your hands on the top of your left thigh and see if you can bring your right heel up to your booty cheek and stretch, and then place it back down. Do it 2 more times. Reach, heel to booty cheek, and back down. 1 more. And back down and shift back. Switch to the other side. Opposite leg forward, whichever one that is. Choose your back foot position. Give it a little bit of a pelvic tilt. You're going to shift your hips forward and then back. Shift forward, little stretch to the front of the left thigh and back. 1 more, shift forward. Now staying there, hands go onto that right thigh. You're going to bring your left heel to the left booty cheek and then back down. Just a little extra stretch for the front of the quad. Good, 1 more. And back, and then go ahead and come off of that. Let's do our side kick series. So come laying down onto your right side to start. Okay, you can either do hand behind the head or arm out long, whichever one works best for you. If you have a mat, your back is all the way up against that back edge of it, and your legs are slightly forward. So you look like a little bit of an obtuse angle here. So there's a slight bend in the body, and the legs are stacked and the hips are stacked. So arm can go out long if you'd like. The thing is we got to get the hips in the right position. So in this position, sometimes you end up looking like a little mattress commercial where you're like sagging down into your mattress. You don't want that. You want to reach your top hip away and down from you so that you can almost create some lift in that bottom hip. So you even take your hand, push that hip away from you and feel that, and then let it go. Push the top hip away from you a little bit, and then let that go. Push the top hip away from you, keep that there. Now I'm gonna go with my hand behind my head, and it's not that I'm leaning on my hand, it's that my hand is actually behind my head. Once that's there, I'm pushing my right elbow down into the mat to help me create more lift up underneath my shoulder blade. So lots of things to think about. That's just the beginning. Okay, so that's just the foundational point there. So from there, you're gonna hover the left leg up off of the other one, and you're gonna start to reach that left leg forward while keeping everything we just set up so still and stable. Now reach that left leg back behind you. Keep everything so still and stable. That right foot has to push down into the mat. Bring the left leg forward and then back. Left leg forward and back. 1 more, left leg forward
and back. Keep pushing that other leg down into the mat as much as you can. You gotta work hard to keep it there, and then stack the feet. From there, you're gonna bring the left leg up towards the ceiling and then back down. Up towards the ceiling and back down. Check in with yourself. Are your hands stacked behind your head, or did you choose the other position? Is that top hip reaching away from you as you do this? Is this reminiscent of Jane Fonda? Yes, it is. Let's go for 3, 2, 1. Now little circles forward. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now take this top leg, place the foot flat, and have the knee open. You can grab onto your ankle there. Knee is going to be open. From there, you're going to lift the bottom leg up towards the ceiling. You're going to go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Switch to the other side. Same thoughts with the setup. Hand behind the head or arm extended long, legs slightly in front of you. Top hip reaches away and then release it. Top hip reaches away and release. One more. Top hip reaches away. Keep it reaching away. Hover the opposite leg up off of the other one. So now the right leg's hovering. Reach your right leg forward and then back. Reach it forward and back. That bottom leg has to keep pushing down into the ground. Now, I didn't mention what to do with this other fun right hand. I usually like to put it on my hip, or if you want, you can do tented, T-E-N-T, tented? It doesn't matter. This is not spelling. This is Pilates. Tented, hand on the mat in front of you, and just hold that there. All right, that's plenty. Let's go the leg up and back down. Up and back down. Let's go for 3, 2, 1. Little circles. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and place that foot flat on the mat. Let the knee open. Grab onto that ankle if you need to. Other leg floats up. Go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I think we did 8 on the other side, so let's go for 3 more. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Go ahead and lay down on your back. Bring the arms up towards the ceiling. Reach the arms up towards back behind you, back overhead. Bring the knees in towards your chest. Lengthen out the low back. Bring your arms down by your side. From there, you're going to draw little circles on the ceiling with your knees. So keeping the knees together, it's like you're drawing one circle with the knees together, letting the hips roll as you do that. Drawing really a circle with the back of your hips. You can also think of it that way as well. Just a little bit of movement for the low pelvis. Reverse the direction. Breathe. It's a nice thing to do. Bring the feet into tabletop. Press the arms down to the mat. Squeeze the legs together. You're going to let the knees go over to the left. And exhale and bring them back to center. Knees go over to the left, right, and center. Over to the left and center. Over to the right and center. Left and center. Right and center. Hands behind the backs of the thighs. Lift the head. Push the thighs into the hands to rock yourself up to sitting. Legs are out in front of you and separate. Hands behind the head. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, twist to your right. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to your left. Inhale, center. And right. And center. And left. And center. And then reach the arms forward. Take a big inhale. Exhale, reach forward, stretch the low back out, and then stack all the way tall. Flip back over so that you're on all fours. From here, we're going to go into a little bit of a plank. So you're going to reach your right leg back behind you, and you're just going to do half of a plank there. So put just a little bit of pressure into the ball of that foot, pull the stomach in, see what it's like to maybe hover the other knee just up off of the mat. You're gonna hold there for 3, 2, 1. Place the left knee down, bring the right knee back in. Straighten the left leg out. Same thing, you're gonna hover the right knee just off. You're gonna hold for 3, 2, 1. Lower it back down. Bring both knees back in. Step the right foot back. Step the left foot back. You're gonna hold your plank for 3, 2, 1, and then you're gonna push the hips up to a downward dog position, letting the head hang down low. And then you're gonna walk your feet in towards your hands, letting the back of the neck stay long, letting the low waist stay long, and you're gonna slowly roll yourself all the way up to standing and go about and enjoy the rest of your day and that kind of fun thing.